are plenty of around 300 guides on YouTube, but all of them are, how can I put this slightly, complicated at best. For example, the simplest one I could find on YouTube was Hbomb's one, and in this guide, he assumes that you have a Dora, have VTSG unlocked with monkey knowledge and experience, and also, look at the later setups. He wants you to have several sun temples, powers used, I see that portable lake over there, and as well as this, he wants a bunch of debuffs and helpful T5s. That's just not necessary. This is supposed to be the simplest guide on YouTube, meaning if you want to get to round 300 when you just picked up BTD6, then you should probably get some XP for your towers first. I recommend Ethan Reed's 2-year-old guide. It may be from 20 updates ago, but it's still very useful and highlights what you should do to get XP for your paragons. I would use it if I started at BTD6. If you want to look at that video, the link shall be in the description, where you can view it immediately. Now I'm going to assume that you have gone and watched the video and gotten all the paragons with XP. So, let's get into the guide. There are 3 ways to get to round 300 in BTD6, spamming paragons, spamming temples, or doing both at the exact same time. So, to prove that anybody, literally anybody, can do this challenge, I played a game in the challenge editor where I had to get to round 300, but I had no heroes, no monkey knowledge, and I only limited myself to 4 paragons and the true sun god. Not the VTSG, the true sun god, because I did this with no monkey knowledge. I think I've said that already. The challenge editor game I am talking about is the one that you are seeing on screen. If we fast forward to round 300, you can see that I just barely managed to kill the final BAD. Remember, this is with vast restrictions. No heroes and no monkey knowledge in late game is an absurd restriction. Okay, 99.9% of games that are ever played in BTD6 will be with a monkey knowledge or with a hero. Most of the time with both. So obviously I've proved that a ridiculous setup like this can get to round 300. So we obviously know that we have the firepower to. But what about affording it? This entire setup, it may not look like much, but it cost over $8 million. This is because the Paragon slider makes the Paragons crazy expensive, and it does get them a high degree, but it also costs you a lot more money. So, step 1 in the how to get to round 300 is plan. Pick your hero, pick your map. Step 2 is farm like crazy. Round 300 requires a strong setup, and strong setups require expenses. I nailed that voice line. Round 300 setups require a lot of money, so you're going to have to farm $10 million minimum. There are plenty of farming guides on YouTube. I'll link a few of them in the description, just so you can get good at farming, but what I would recommend is 20 BRFs, all buffed with villages and overclocks. If you don't believe me that paragons by themselves can get to round 300, here is all 8 paragons, which are all degree 40. 40. That is half of the maximum possible degree that you can get. All of these are degree 48, 49 or below. I think the engineer is actually 22. And they're at round 302, which is not only tougher than round 300, but I also added 5 fortified BADs just for good measure, and they still completely destroyed the entire round with ease. Round 300 is not actually that difficult. It's just people are a little scared because the game can lag and it can take a while, but in reality you just need a few strong towers, and round 300 is actually pretty easy. So, if you want a complete, very short summary, step 1, plan and pick your hero. You want to find out what map you want and what hero you want. I would recommend Izili and Logs, because that's Long's map and the best beginner late game hero. Step 2 is farm like crazy. You don't want $10 million, you want $15 million just to afford all the paragons. And step 3, get the paragons and AFK. That's it. I don't think it can get much simpler than that. Get money, get paragons, put auto start on, and just let it go. I don't think you can get much simpler than that.